night, very late night Smackdown reaction show. Yes, I'm very, very sorry about keeping you guys waiting. Unfortunately, I'm having massive internet connectivity issues at the minute that obviously you guys are aware of. And basically, long story short, the internet at our house, excuse me, is completely and utterly crapped out. And basically, we're going to have to order a new internet provider modem, the whole works, because like our YouTube's not working, we can barely get Netflix to stream at the minute, and so on and so forth, stuff that you guys don't need to know about. And yeah, it's a bit of a disaster, really, to be quite honest, but there we go. So yes, anyone who was waiting, I'm extremely, extremely sorry that you've been kept waiting so long. And also, excuse me as well, I'm having a horrendous time getting rid of this cold at the minute. And yeah, a bit of a nightmare, but we'll plow on. So what I'm going to do basically is I'm just going to plow through this live stream and basically use it as like, excuse me again, god damn this cold. I'm just going to use it as like a vlog. So if it does go off and reconnect again, because let's be honest, the YouTube live stream facility is pretty shit. It has to be said. So yeah, if I end up going off again, I do apologise, but I will send this and it'll end up being YouTube podcast and YouTube video, as I normally say, blah 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 blah. And yeah, you can watch it then. So yeah, long story short, a bit of a disaster this, to be completely honest. Hey DT, how's it going, mate? You alright? Hope you're having a good day, for probably a lot better than I am. Yeah, it's probably not the best of ideas. I'm even doing this, to be honest, because this is like the third or fourth live stream that I've had like a raging cold. Which is not cool in the slightest, and I'm getting very fed up of it. I am a typical man in that respect, and blokes, you all know exactly where I'm coming from. I don't like being ill, because it's not just the being ill, it's just the complete waste of time and like the amount of time and effort and things that get sidetracked and so on and so forth. And long story short, us men are not very good at being ill, are we? Particularly, to be honest, the women do completely kick our asses over that. But yeah, there we go. I'll try and get through. I'm good, mate. Thanks. Cool. Nice one, DT. Nice one. Thank you for tuning in. Carl Britton. Hi, Carl. You all right, mate? How's it going? So yeah, folks. Basically, I'll try and get through this as best I can do. Like I said, my internet, I've pretty much given up. It's probably going to crap out any second now. So if you find yourself being reconnected, I do completely apologise. And I don't know if any of you use TalkTalk, but my plan tomorrow is I'm going to go to the offices of TalkTalk. I don't even know where the offices of TalkTalk are, and basically I'm going to drag every single one of them out by their ankles and give them a good telling off, because they suck. They really, really suck. So, in fact, I'll take internet provider suggestions as well tonight, guys. Let me know who you guys are using. Please don't say TalkTalk, because they are pretty bloody rubbish, to be honest. It has to be said. Yeah, so I'll probably do a bit of a Smackdown review tonight, seeing as that's what I've actually titled it. And I'll just have a talk a bit about what I'm up to in this, that, and the other. Let's have a look. I am good, thanks. Carl Britton, nice one, bro. Nice one. Hope you're having a good night, Carl. Thanks for tuning in, mate. It's appreciated. Jonathan, 4B, I'm a girl. Do you want to go on a date? That's very nice of you, Jonathan. But I have just above my head there, I have a lovely wife who is sat in our big bed at the minute, fast asleep, and a lovely child who is sat just over there asleep in his bed. So, yeah, my dating days are well and truly over. But thank you for the offer. I'll have to tell the wife about that when she gets up tomorrow morning. Yeah, so like I said, folks, I'll just go through some of my stuff. Yeah, I did get that feeling, Jonathan. I did get that feeling, mate. Yeah. Welcome anyway. Trust me, lad, you wouldn't want to go on a date with me. I'm a bit of I can be a bit of a diva, and I do like to bought some nice clothes. By the way, guys, again, anyone who's watching who's just missed the start of this, if I sound like Sean Dyche after 30 pints of lager, it's because I have this cold that I cannot, for the love of money, get rid of, and it is really getting on my nerves now. I don't do being ill. I was mentally ill last year, as D2 will attest to. But yeah, I don't do being ill. I never have done. I find it exceedingly bloody annoying. Is anyone else out there struggling with this bloody cold that's going around? Anyway, I'll stop rambling on. So, let's have a look. Jonathan, where are you from? I am from sunny Leeds, mate. I am literally just around the corner from Elm Road. Well, I say around the corner, it's about, obviously you can't see where I'm pointing, but it's about 5 miles down from where I am, basically. So, yes, sunny Ellen Road, Leeds. By the way, can I just say, with my Liverpool hat on, thank you very much to Leeds United today. That was very, very useful. In fact, thank you very much for Burnley Football Club as well. That was very useful that you got that draw against Chelsea. Let's have a look. Carl Britton. I have to go because it's 4:25. I'm in Bali. Oh, nice one, Carl. Oh, well, have a good night, mate, and thank you very much for tuning in, and hello from Bali. I don't think I've had Bali before. Bali to Leeds. Wow. The wonders of modern technology, eh? Bye. Oh, bye. Right, okay. Oh, sorry. This is going well, isn't it? I've just told bro that he's from Bali and he probably lives in bloody London somewhere. Jesus Christ. Just ignore me, Carl. I'm a bit scatty today because of all the illness, so I do apologise. Let's have a look. Fortune Ebidiah. Sorry, guys. Like, if I'm mispronouncing things, like I can't see for shit. Basically, see these glasses. Without these, I can see about here. With the glasses, I'm literally leaning into my phone right now, and I can barely see your name. So I'll just call you Fortune. Hi, Fortune. Welcome, United. Oh no, not again, not again. Welcome, Fortune. Welcome, Fortune. It's fine, dude. It's fine. I have many Manchester United friends as well. Well, I'll say many. I've got about 2. I think. How many Man United friends do I know? 2. Yeah. That's fine. Not a problem. You'll probably qualify for the Champions League over us and have a good laugh at my expense, no doubt. Really looking forward to that last day of the season, partly for the fact that the season will be over and I can forget that it ever happened. But yeah, there we go. Guys, just 1 second. I know this is very, very rubbish of me. I'm just going to share this on Reddit, which won't mean a lot to you guys, but I've got like a whole Reddit community that I'm trying to, well, that I have started, but I've had to restart, and basically I'm trying to post my live feed. So just bear with me a second. Yeah, while I'm at it, I'll start talking about Smackdown like 8 minutes later. Basically, long story short, it was a good show. It was a very good show. Very, very much enjoyed it. Love the start of it. Let me have a look. Fortune, I'm going to go because it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, right. Night, Fortune. See you later, mate. I would say good luck for Monday, but as a Liverpool fan, and I'm sure as a United fan, you'll know that I would very much be lying. But actually, to be fair, you are playing Everton, so I could... If Man United is going to win any match, if you do win at Everton, it's like a lovely little bonus, to be fair. So, kind of good luck, but kind of good, not good luck, as the case may be. But there we go. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, bro. Thanks for tuning in. Let me have a look. Let's see if I can post this to my Reddit feed. By the way, guys, I am on Reddit as You Try Classic 1731. It basically, if you just type in Geek Boy Meta, that's exactly the same. My Reddit feed should come up. So on Reddit at the moment, I'm doing Geeks and Wrestling, the Anfield Geek. That's my Liverpool one. I'll give you all my socials and everything towards the end. What else am I on? I've got a Comic Con one now as well. If you want to subscribe to that. I also have, if any of you watch AEW, you may be familiar with a certain chant that is going around AEW live events at the moment, involving how to put this. You know those cubes that go into cold drinks in the summer? Yeah, basically involving the name of those people who I do not particularly appreciate and I think are a bunch of scumbags. But yeah, I've started a whole little community, so I'll tell you more about this at the end. But basically, long story short, I'm going to AEW at Wembley Stadium on August 30th. I'm getting my tickets in 3 weeks. And I'm hoping to get right to the front. I'm hoping to have a whole weekender in London, which should be awesome, which I have to pay for, which I'm not entirely sure I'm going to do that, but still. Anyway, long story short, I've actually got a AEW community on there, and I can't read what the community is because I'm not sure whether YouTube will be hugely impressed with me promoting that sort of language when there's children potentially watching. Let me put it this way: it's the community is something along the lines of AW Wembley Duck Rice, or a or an equivalent, shall we say. My plan is I'm one of these, I just think of these random ideas. And the other day I suddenly thought to myself, wouldn't it be awesome if people were chanting Duck Ice, 50,000 people at Wembley Stadium and waving placards and stuff, and like all the Americans saw it on like their TV. And I actually think that would be highly amusing. But yeah, anyway, if you want to go on my Reddit, you're more than welcome to. So let me just send this feed to Reddit. Come on, Reddit, what is going on? And post that to Geeks and Wrestling. If you're wondering why I'm looking down, guys, basically because of all the shit going on at the start with me internet connections and stuff, I've had to move to the other living room. Well, I say the other living room. They've got 2 living rooms and it's kind of joined up together, basically. So I've had to move on to this side, and basically my computer now, with all my notes that I had prepared for tonight, is now down at my foot and I'm having to lean down. So if you're wondering what bro is doing, as my son would say, that is what I am doing. Right, cool. You are all on Reddit, you'll be pleased to know. That'll be good. Let me have a look. Hey, Elijah, how you going, mate? You're all right. Tyler Eastwood. Do I like cheese? Do I like cheese? I love cheese, Tyler. I absolutely love cheese. I tell you what I like, Tyler. I don't know if I'm the only one that likes this. I really, really love, and as you can see, I'm a big boy, unfortunately. I really love toasted cheese sandwiches. Does anyone else on the feed like toasted cheese sandwiches? You know, little when you get the bread and you put it inside a little toaster, and you, look, you know what a toasted cheese sandwich is. But basically, most normal people will have a moderate toasted cheese sandwich, maybe with a little bit of tomato sauce. No, not you, boy. My toasted cheese sandwich when I came in last night contained probably half a block of cheese, probably a pound's worth of bacon, and an entire pack of salami. And I'm not gonna lie, it was bloody brilliant. I absolutely loved it. So yes, I do like cheese, Tyler. I'm also a bit of a bugger for just cheese on crackers like Ritz and stuff. But again, because I'm not gonna lie, I love my food. Clearly, I'm a big fat bloke. It's no point in beating around the bush. But what I do like, if anyone's watching from the other side of the world, by the way, you might not know what this is, but you know Laughing Cow. Like I either like Laughing Cow and Philadelphia spread, with massive blocks of cheese on the crackers, and I also had those after the toasted cheese sandwiches last night. So yeah, probably the doctor's not going to be best pleased with me, but it is what it is. So yes, I do like cheese. Elijah. Oh, actually, hang on, guys. Wait 1 second. I just want to say hello to Flora. Hello, Flora. You're all right. From Australia. Welcome. Thank you for the AEW chance the other day. I'll get back onto that in a minute. Liverpool winning tomorrow. Elijah, to be honest, no chance, mate. The only reason I'm saying no chance, and look, Liverpool should be beating Nottingham Forest. Right, no ifs or buts. We should be beating Nottingham Forest. No offense to Forest, they've got a very good team. They've got some really good individual players. I really like. I forgot his name. The winger plays for England. I've completely forgot his name. I also like Morgan Gibbs-White. Chris Wood. I really like Murillo. I like the other fella at the back that they've got as well. I think he's Slovakian bloke. Anyway, Forest have got a good team, but Liverpool should be beaten. The only reason, Elijah, I'm saying absolutely no chance for Liverpool is, and it's because I'm very, very sad and I can remember statistics and all this business. I've been watching Liverpool Football Club since 1990, and I don't think we've won at the City Ground more than twice in that time. And when I say twice, I do mean twice. And in fact, I can actually take you through it now because this is how sad I am. My first season, we lost 2-1 to Nottingham Forest on the day that Arsenal won the league title from us, and I cried because I was 10. I want to say the season after that was a draw. In 1993, yes, this is how geeky I am, that I can remember these sort of things. We were the first ever, Premier League matches on Sky. We were the first ever live match, funnily enough, Liverpool. And it was Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. And Teddy Sheringham scored the winning goal. Yes, kids, Teddy Sheringham did play for Nottingham Forest. And yes, kids, Teddy Sheringham did play football, because I keep forgetting a lot of you might not know who Teddy Sheringham is, but there we go. After that, Forest got relegated, came back up. We got a 1-1 draw in 1995. We lost in 1996 when Steve Stone scored the goal when Stan Collymore came back to the City Ground. Season after, I want to say it was 2-2, possibly, because I think Forest went down and came back up. And we were about to win, but then Pierre Van Hooijdonk, who some of you may remember from long, long ago, scored. Then Nottingham Forest turned shit for about 20 years and didn't come back to the Premier League. Then they came back up. God rest his soul, Diogo Jota got the winning goal for Forest, for Liverpool in an FA Cup tie. The season after, that's a very good question. I can't remember. Oh, that was even more hilarious. We lost to winning goal from Trey Anione. If that sounds familiar to any Liverpool fans, it's do we think he used to play for Liverpool? Yes, he did, and he scored the winning goal 6 months after we sold him, which was that was fun. Again, God rest his soul, the season afterwards, Diogo Jota had to get the equalising goal. This was the season we lost to Forest 1-0 at Anfield, which was last season. And already this season, we've contrived to lose 3-0 to Nottingham Forest, who could have scored 12 to probably 15, because they were that much better than us. So, to be honest, Elijah, that was a very roundabout way of me saying I have no faith of any kind that we will get even a draw, much less a win. We don't win at the City Ground. It's not going to happen. End of discussion. I hope that answers the question. Watching the Winter Olympics. Yeah, my missus had it on earlier. We were watching. So I know there's people making comments and stuff, but does anyone know what the for God's sake, you know when you get the kids where you've got like it's like this U thing, and they've got like the snowboards, and they go up like that, and then they spin round, and then come back down on the other side, go to the other side, and then spin back round. Ski boarding. I don't know what it is, but my son likes that, and that is actually quite decent. But whenever we tune in, it's the curling. Apologies to any curling fans who might be watching a wrestling live stream. I don't dislike it as much as I did initially dislike it, but it's like it's on all the bloody time. Whenever we turn it on, it's literally the curling. It's like, well, surely someone else must be doing something at the moment. But yeah, so yeah, we are watching it a little bit, but there we go. Yes, hi again, Flora, if you are in fact still there. Where are you from? I'm Australia. Like I said, Thank you, Flora, to your countrywomen and countrymen for the Duck AEW chants the other week. That was awesome. And shout out to Australia. I'm from Leeds in the UK in West Yorkshire. Yeah, basically. But I am from Yorkshire, but as you may or may not be able to tell, I do not have a Yorkshire accent. I just don't pick accents up, unfortunately. But there we go. I am listening to Mine as Jude. I'm back. It's been a while because I've been kind of for a few months. Hey, I'm listening. Yes, I am listening. Yes, no, I do remember. Yeah, because it just reminds me of the. I'm sure you've had this a million times, but it just reminded me of the. I remember us talking about it. It reminds me of the Frasier line. I'm listening. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Welcome along, mate. With Liam Perrins. Oh yes, Elijah. I used to love Liam Perrins, mate. Absolutely. Yeah, when it was just toasted, not toasted cheese sandwiches, but when it was just cheese on toast. Yeah, we used to have it as a kid, dude. It was absolutely quality. But Liam Perrins used to be quite expensive, although that's what my mum and dad used to tell me. So that was kind of like, it ended up being a treat or something like that. I don't know. But no, I'm on about the actual toasted cheese where you like combine them together. It's absolutely mint, dude. Absolutely mint. Love it. You British as well? I'm listening, yes. Yes, I am British. Well, British Ghanaian. In fact, have I got my pendant on tonight? No, I've not got. I've got like a Ghana pendant that my father gave to me many, many years ago. So I'm like British Ghanaian, which I was going to show you, but I'm not wearing it. So yeah. By the way, not to piss many English people off, but not that anyone was asking, by the way, but yes, I will be supporting Ghana against the country that we are currently sat in. I'm really sorry, but yeah, sorry. Hello, I'm listening again. Had a kebab, was beautiful. Oh, Elijah, don't, mate, don't. It's like, dude, it's 5 days before payday, and as they say in Yorkshire, I could smash a kebab like that of bloody orbit, lad. I would love a kebab like Elijah right now. In fact, that's always my tradition whenever I get paid, because I always get paid towards the end of the month. First things first, before I paid any bills, I always get myself a lovely bottle of wine and a kebab, literally like about this big, basically, and some chips and chicken. And then I sit down and I go, whew, got for another month. But yeah, no, I love kebab, dude. You might have said on your comments, what's your topping, dude? Topping as in sauces. I like garlic. You know that garlic mayonnaise that you get? I like garlic mayonnaise, bit of salad. I don't want it like drenched in salad though. Like when I have kebab, I just want a boatload of meat, basically. Do I can't do chili. I do not have the stomach for it. But yeah, yeah. I wish you hadn't told me that, Elijah. Honestly, like I could smash a kebab right now, mate. I had fish and chips for tea today. Oh, nice one, I listening. Yeah. I used to love fish and chips, dude. Like, obviously, we're in Yorkshire. We do have good fish and chip shops here, but I mean, like, I used to live on the coast, so I lived in. Excuse me, bloody cold. I used to live in Eastbourne. I'm assuming most British people know where that is. Basically, it's about an hour and 20 minutes from London, just down south, and Eastbourne is one of the nicest places in this country, and they used to do the fish and chips there were absolutely brilliant. My missus is actually from Scarborough, and by the way, guys, if you are listening to the podcast, I will get to the rest in a minute. I do apologise, but yeah, I like talking about food, so I'll just give you the time code because I'm just going to carry on talking about food, basically. When me and the wife go to Scarborough, we take our lad. I don't go as much as she does, but I don't know if any of you guys know. Well, obviously you know Scarborough if you're British, but I don't know how well you know Scarborough. But if you do, can I thoroughly recommend a fish and chip shop called Fish Pan? Wow, the best fish and chips I've ever had in my entire life. Literally, because obviously I've got to be respectful because my mother-in-law lives in Scarborough, so I'm always like, hello, how's it going? And trying to make polite conversation as you do. But I've always got in the back of my mind, can we go to Fish Pan now? And it's like the wife will be like, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, love. And I'm like, can we please go to Fish Pan? It's like, honestly, it's so, so good. I'm actually fretting the wife with me actually getting 2 lots of Fish Pan and taking it back on the train to Leeds and like having one when I get back to Leeds and then having one for like breakfast or lunch the next day. And she's just like, you can't take fish and chips on train, folk will be looking. It's like, yeah, but you're not going to see these people again. Like as my old fella used to say, God rest his soul, who cares? Like, they'll end up smelling a bit of fish and chips and then you never see them again, whatever. Yeah, but there we go. But yes, I have in fact been banned from doing that, sadly. Hey Finn, how you doing, mate? You all right? Yes, hello Finn. I think I saw you earlier, Finn, on the stream. Sorry, dude. I'm like I said, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I'm just having the worst time connecting to the internet here. Ironically enough, it's not gone wrong for 25 minutes, which of course means it's going to reconnect any second now. But yeah, like I said, folks, I will keep saying this, but those of you who are like regular subscribers and watch me, I will be doing something about this now as a matter of urgency. It might take a month because money is not exactly after Christmas, money isn't exactly a brilliant commodity in our house at the moment, but we are going to try and move internet providers or something because like at the moment, excuse me again, at the moment basically I'm actually having to do live streams outdoors. Now look, I don't mind doing that, like don't bother me at all. It's just like, oh, I'm scared of the dark, and it's just like, no, I actually like being outside. I have done since I had my mental health episode last year, and I like being outdoors and just getting some fresh air and stuff. And sometimes I just do it in this place called Wellington Place in Leeds. I mean, one or two of you have probably seen me just wandering around like a complete loon. But yeah, I don't mind doing it. I mean, obviously now it's getting lighter as well. I think the clocks go back in, what is it, a month or something like that. So to be honest, if I keep having the connectivity problems, I'll just say to the missus and the lad, I'm just going to go to town for 20 minutes and I'll just film it there, and I'll take you around the Royal Armouries in Leeds and like cool stuff in Leeds and the universities and stuff. And yeah, yeah, we'll think of a way around it. We will think of a way around it, put it that way. But yes. Is it weird if I call you Dad? No, of course it isn't, Finn. You can call me whatever you want. Well, you can call me most things. Obviously there's one that I would prefer you not to, but I'm sure you wouldn't call me that for obvious reasons. Forest had a midweek fixture on Thursday. Yeah, I know, Elijah. I know, mate. Look, like I said, it's just me being very paranoid. Look, I mean, Liverpool should be beating Nottingham Forest if they are serious about getting Champions League. Look, if they're serious about winning the Champions League, which they're basically going to have to win a trophy this season, because we don't do the FA Cup, you can forget that right now. It ain't going to happen. If Liverpool are serious winning about the Champions League, they cannot be losing to Nottingham Forest. I mean, it's very much as simple as that. Obviously, we need to take advantages this weekend because I was looking at the fixtures, right? We've got our next 2 fixtures. We've got Forest. In fact, our next 3, Forest, West Ham, Wolves away. And then we've got Wolves away 3 days later after the FA Cup, for the FA Cup. Look, I've never been a Liverpool fan that demands wins and looks too far ahead, but I mean, with the greatest respect to the lads, that has to be bare minimum 3 wins out of 4. Bare minimum. Look, if they go out to Wolves in the FA Cup, provided they're with the league games, obviously I wouldn't be thrilled, but if someone offered me 3 wins out of the 4, I'd take the 3 league wins and sack off the FA Cup, which I think we've got Champions League about 3 days after. So Arna, to be fair to himself, might have to think about doing that. Maybe I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, dude. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm just not confident, Elijah, at all. I'm really not, just because of the history that we've got with Forest. Let's have a look. I'm a true British guy. I am listening. Said hi. Hi, I'm listening. You're alright. Fella is going full spectrum. I love it. Liam Jones. How you doing, Liam? People won't remember Teddy Sheringham, my friend. You underestimate how old some of your viewers are. Ah, nice one. Nice one, Liam. Nice one. I always feel like the oldest guy in the room, Liam, to be honest. That's why I am just literally like, is anyone going to know these players or wrestlers? toys that I'm talking about, kind of thing. It's probably because I hang around with my son quite a bit. Well, obviously I'm his father. I mean, that's kind of comes with the territory, obviously. Um, and my lad like will come up and he'll just be like, Dad, look at these. What is it? Mobs or mods or so. I think it's mods. I don't know. Forgive me, I'm an old man, but it's like, Dad, look at these mods that I've made on Minecraft, and look at my city that I've built. And I'm like, son, what is this? And it's like, this is my city. And he's built this Minecraft city from scratch. And I was like, how have you just built a city in like 5 minutes? It's like, oh, you press this button and that button, then you get the crafting axe, and I'm just, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. But yeah, no, I always feel like very old with him now because he's like watching bloody Unspeakable and Moralia, not Huggy Wuggy, what's it called? Poppy Playtime, not Rainbow Garden, what's it called? Those little figures that you get from Smith's, Rainbow something or other. I forget what it's called, but he's like a FNAF fan as well. He's into all his internet gaming and stuff, and like I just haven't got a clue what it is he's actually talking about half the time. So yeah, but no, that is appreciated, Liam. That is appreciated. It's nice to chat with people who are my age as well. No offense to the younger people that might be watching. It's good to chat to you as well. But it is kind of, it gives you a bit of faith when you are just like, oh, there is someone who like remembers the old days like me. By the way, that Teddy Sheringham goal, I will never forgive David James for that. It was 30 years ago and I still don't forgive it. In fact, it was 34 years ago. Jesus Christ. Let's have a look. Elijah, what wine do you get, mate? May have to leave soon, getting hungry again, lol. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Oh, well, Elijah, if you've gone, thanks for tuning in, mate. But just to answer your question, if you're still here, my two favourite wines at the minute, in fact, I'll give you three. Jamshed is my number one, so I like Jamshed Shiraz or Jamshed Merlot. Honestly, if you want a nice, in fact, let me just remember. Flora might be able to back me up on this, potentially, being from Australia. I think Jamshed, if I'm not much mistaken, is an Australian wine. I love Australian wine, by the way. It's probably like my favourite. Australia, Argentinian red. We had a lovely bottle of Argentinian red at this absolutely boss restaurant in Liverpool when we went to see a Liverpool game. It's just off, what the hell is it called? It's like this like Argentinian steakhouse place just off Bond Street. It's really, really nice. I think it's Bond Street. Is it Bond Street? Yeah, I think it is. Just near where the Bond Church is, just at the top end of that road. Dude, honestly, the food there was absolutely fantastic. The wine, my God, it was beautiful. So definitely Jamshed. I like something called 19 Crimes. Absolutely lovely, lovely bottle of wine. I thoroughly recommend that. What's my other one? I used to quite like something called McGuigan's. That was nice, but my palate's kind of changed now. Yellowtail. I think Yellowtail's Australian as well, actually, funnily enough. I'd probably say Aussie wine's probably my favourite, actually, out of everything. So yeah, but Elijah, it's definitely Jamshed. Like I said, any of you are wine drinkers, seeing as we're now going on to wine drinking on the wrestling stream for some reason. If any of you are wine drinkers and you've not tried Jamshed, do yourselves a favour and get yourself Jamshed. Also, because I'm quite cheap and nasty, because there is a Yorkshireman in there. I do enjoy after work on occasion going to a certain pub called Wetherspoons. Because they have 2 large glasses of house red wine that you can get for £6.32, which, I mean, well, you can't say fair to that in a boozer, can you? So, yeah, but yeah, I love my red wine, dude. But check out Jamshed Elijah, if you can do. Finn, do you drive? I don't, Finn, actually, funnily enough. Basically, Finn, well, seeing as we're telling stories, I'll tell you this story as well. Obviously, you know that I had my whole mental health struggle last year and I was diagnosed with GAD and anxiety. Part of the thing with the anxiety that I have is basically I have to take these tablets. not major, but like if they're called propanol, I think propanol, something along them lines, and basically it just levels me out, and it means I don't like go panicky and stuff. But because of that condition, I was actually learning how to drive a couple of years ago, and because I never learned as a teenager because I was off out drinking said red wine and like not saving my money and just being a bit of a car crash, pardon the expression. But then it came time to learn to driving, and long story short, thing basically, because of my anxiety, I had a bit of a not an accident with the car, but like I had a thing where I was just like, whoa. Basically, for the drivers out there, instead of putting on the handbrake, you know, when you're driving along, you've got to stop on the motorway. Instead of putting on the handbrake, I pressed the accelerator when all the cars were stationary. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that that is a extremely dangerous and very stupid thing. Fortunately, my driving instructor is a lovely, lovely man, patience of a saint. Shout out to him because he did the best he could with me, basically. They've got those dual control cars, and he literally saw what I was doing and went, and he basically, I don't know if you guys have seen Family Guy, but you've ever seen the look that Stewie does when Brian says something? He does that thing with his head when he goes. That's what my driving instructor did. Well, I mean, the fact that I could have killed the bloke, I don't really blame him, to be honest. But anyway, long story short, obviously I then got this condition I'm still dealing with, which is fine. But I've taken the decision to not drive because, to be honest, Finn, I'm not going to try and learn to drive as an ego thing. I don't want to be sat at someone's funeral putting flowers down just because I've got an ego trip about driving. And if people want to take the mick out of me for not knowing how to drive, look, I was a terrible driver, absolutely awful. And I'm not going to foist my awfulness onto people. And basically, I'm not going to have sort of parents burying their son or daughter just because of my own arrogance. So yeah, long story short, Finn, I do not drive and I have no intention of doing so. So, Great Britain, you can rest easy. I will not be careering into your cars or HGVs anytime soon. We can't lose to Wolves. Finn, like I was saying to Elijah, mate, it's just because I'm an old Liverpool fan, dude. I just don't see it, Finn. I don't know why. I've just got in my head 3-1 Forest or 2-1 Forest. Obviously, they've got the new manager as well, Pereira, who actually did quite a good job with Wolves, at least initially, before this shambles of this season. They've just won the first match as well to, was it Ferencváros in the Europa League, something like that? They looked quite decent the other day, Forest as well. I'm very worried about Morgan Gibbs-White as well. Just in terms of some of our midfielders, because I know we are playing well, but like we've had a problem all season, Finn, with midfielders tracking back. I mean, I don't know if you remember the Bournemouth game at the start of the season, but literally, Semenyo just went straight through our team. And I mean, that's happened with, I think it happened in the Brighton game, it happened at Brentford, Palace. I mean, probably anyone's, you get, if teams get on top of us, basically, there's just people that are just careering through midfield, and obviously Morgan Gibbs-White is a really good midfielder who does run from deep, and he does get his goals. And I'm got to be honest, I am quite worried about him. But yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, excuse me, sorry. I know we need to win, Finn, to be honest, but if the good Lord, should such a person exist, was to descend into my living room right now and says, lad, you can have a point or take the risk, I would probably take the point, to be honest. Because, look, at the end of the day, we've got a bonus now because Chelsea should be 4 points ahead of us. No, what, 5 points ahead of us? Because Burnley, I just thought, well, I mean, that's easy, basically. But fair play to Burnley. They actually played quite well today. So we are actually on house money at the minute, to be fair. I mean, if we can get something, then great. But yeah, I don't know. If it, like I said, I'm very much hoping I'm wrong, and I'm just being a bit overly cautious and nervous. But like, mate, honestly, because I'm an old man, I can assure you, our record against Nottingham Forest. I mean, this is when Brian Clough was in charge. Is utterly hideous. And I mean, our record at Anfield isn't exactly much. I mean, bloody hell, we've lost the last 2 games at Anfield to them, let alone City Ground. So yeah, I will be doing a live stream tomorrow. That might have to be outdoors because of anger, primarily. But yes, I will be doing a live stream for that as well. Let me have a look. Might be a bit childish, but I like Bucks fees. There we go, mate. Mate, how do you cut about Lee? How do you cut about Lee? I lived in Seacroft. Seacroft! Ah, nice one, Liam, nice one. For 18 months, I did not. Oh, dude, the route from Seacroft. Right, we're going to have a proper Yorkshire discussion, lad. Let me tell you all that. Oh, mate, the buses from Seacroft are absolute, excuse my language, utter shite. Terrible. I used to, I don't know if it's still there, Liam, but there used to be a big building now, and it was called East Leeds Family Learning Centre. So you had like this big F off Green Hill, and it was like a blue building, and there was like a football pitch after the big hill, and there was a big building there. And then there was like this. I'm trying to fit. It was just like this mass of land. Basically, it was like this landfill, and I was just like, "What is going on around here?" By the way, if anyone was watching Seacroft, I do apologise for the descriptions, but basically, I went there when I was on a college course because I used to, excuse me, I used to work for Thomas Danby College. If there were anyone from Leeds watching, I did not enjoy that job, to be honest, because it was horrendous and there were fights and this, that, and the other, and that's with the teachers, let alone the students. Yeah, I didn't like that at all. Why was I telling you about Thomas Danby College for? Oh yeah, so basically they as part of my job role, so this is years ago. You're talking, it's like 20 odd years ago. Basically, they sent me to do this course. So, you know, when you've got a job and you've got to do certain courses and qualifications in order to prove that you're meant to be doing the job that you're meant to be doing. I had to go and do one of these computer courses. I think it was like I don't even know what it was, an ECDL course or something on them lines. Anyway, so I turn up to this building at Seacroft, and mate, this is 8:30 in the morning, right? And I've got my suit on and all that, and I'm walking along, and there's literally people like proper, I don't want to say chavs, chav adjacent. Anyway, and all these people literally looking, and it was literally like a scene out of bloody Deliverance or something like that, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I was like, what is going on here? Anyway, so I'm walking along, and to my right, I could hear this laughter. And I was like, what the hell's going on now? And that hill I was talking about a minute ago, I see this old fella, and he's literally, you know, as a kid, you would like, well, maybe it was just me, but you would, if there was like a hill in the school grounds, you'd literally go spinning down it. There was a fellow who had 2 bottles of wine strapped to his chest, and he was just basically he was just rolling down this hill, and he was like trying to protect his wine as he was going along, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? You know what I mean? But yeah, no, yeah, that's my secret story then. But yeah, the transportation in this city is, I don't want to go on about a rant in Leeds because this is my home and all my friends are here, Mrs. is here, and son's here, and this is home, and I don't want to be rude, but the transportation here is dreadful. It sucks. I used to live in Derby, and I thought that was bad when I was a kid. This is just like the second level of hell. I mean, we've got first buses who are about as useful as a chocolate fire guard. Half the time the buses don't even turn up. Half the time you put your hand out and then the fella drives off or the woman drives off and you're all sat there going, what is going on? Half the bus drivers here knock, and I was like, what the hell is that? And my missus had to explain to me that knock basically means knocking off, and they'll just change the board in the bus, and they'll just be like, yeah, I can't be asked doing that else, I'm driving back to the station. And you're just like, well, I mean, I can't just walk. I know I have a different job. I won't say what my job is, obviously, but I'm like, if I'm tired at work, I don't really get the option of saying, well, I've done my work now, I can leave the office, see you later, bye. It doesn't work like that. Like, what is that all about? But yeah, no, Liam, honestly, it's a shambles here, mate, an utter and complete shambles. Train station's all right, I guess. Although I don't know if you saw, Liam, when you were living here, Um, it, they started rebuilding our train station. I want to say when my son was, how old was he? 4 years old in 2017. So he's 12 now, and they've just finished putting the steps in. For those of you who are good at maths, unlike me, if you're thinking, well, that was 8 years. Yes, it's taken 8 years to put some steps in the train station. But yeah, there we go. But yes, no, I agree, Liam. It's yeah, shambles, mate, utter and complete shambles. But there we go. Leeds City Council out. Finn, does your wife drive? No, she does not, Finn. We are the walking people. To be honest, Finn, where I live, again, I won't say where I live for obvious reasons, but we've got. I mean, we are super lucky because basically on our street we've literally got. So the Asda where I'm from is literally. I mean, you could throw if you had a very good throwing arm, you could hit it with a rock from where I'm sat. We've literally got like a local corner shop. My bus to town, literally again, if I had a tennis ball right now, I could hit the bus stop from where I am in this living room. Bus stops here. We've got 3 retail parks within 10 minutes walk, possibly even 5-minute walk. Basically, long story short, Finn, excuse me, we pretty much got everything that we actually need. And me and my missus were talking about this a while ago, and I know some people are disagreeing. Look, to be honest, Finn, obviously try and get you, because I know you're quite young, mate, but try and get your driving licence and get a car if you can do, but I would recommend it, otherwise you'll end up being old fellow like me, like wandering around the streets, getting on buses and stuff. But we were just talking, and we kind of these people, like, so we don't own our own house either, we rent. Yeah, we are those people because to be honest, Finn, I'm not the best person to talk about. Look, there will other people on the live stream who will say, do not listen to what this man tells you. But to be honest, Finn, when you get people telling you you have to have a house and you have to have a mortgage, you have to have a car, you kind of become an adult. And then you get to the stage where you're like 25, 28. And this isn't the same for everyone, obviously. I don't mean to be a preachy little, but I kind of reached the point where I was 28 where I was like, do you know what? I don't actually need a car. And obviously, it depends where you live, obviously. I mean, if you live out in the sticks and you need to drive from a village to get to work, then obviously you do need a car, goes without saying. But because Leeds City Centre basically is that way over my shoulder, I could walk to Leeds City Centre from my house in 15 minutes, basically. Maybe not 15, but 20 minutes. And I'm kind of like, well, if we've got the shops here, we've got playgrounds here for when my son was younger. We've got 3 retail parks. We've got a train station, by the way, literally about a 20-minute walk from it. And we've got buses and all sorts. And then me and the missus were kind of reckoning it all up, and we were like, do we actually even need a car? And after a while, we were just like, well, no, not really. And I sorry, as I am going into the weeds of this. By the way, guys, if you are listening on podcast, thanks for sticking with me. I will be talking about wrestling like imminently. I do promise. Because my old fella died many years ago. I won't go into it because obviously it's family stuff. But like, long story short, we had a huge issue with like sorting the house out after my old fella had died, and it was I just looked at what my mum, who was an absolute warrior for getting this through, and I thank her every day for looking after us. But what she had to go through in terms of sorting the house out, I just looked and I was just obviously this is after a death, so it's a very different thing. Obviously, that's kind of always been in my mind, and I'm just like, I don't want to get involved with stuff like that. It just does not seem like fun to me. Or plus, from my point of view, and this is probably why I do get a bit preachy. If you rent, say if there's a debacle and, like, I don't know, for example, some fella like moves in next door to you and starts playing loud music immediately and basically makes your life a living hell. Theoretically, and this is just in Leeds, theoretically at least, you could wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, go to your rent person and say, yeah, that's it, I'm done, see you, here's the keys. you could probably buy a van. And if you were very, 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 very quick on the mark, there is always somewhere in the city to rent, like possibly even on the day. Long story short, if you started the process at 1 o'clock in the morning, you could potentially be moved into somewhere else. And it's very, very unlikely, obviously, to be a day, but potentially you can move in a day. If you get that problem, which I'm sure a lot of the homeowners will back me up on this, then you are, well, effed, basically, until a chain of people come along and buy your house and they sell their houses. And look, long story short, mate, I'm just like, I don't want to mess about doing that in my life. And I get the whole concept of buying a house. Look, it is a sensible thing to do, definitely, and I would recommend it if I wasn't me, if that makes any sense. But like, it's just not for me. It's not something I've ever been interested in. Anyway, look, I mean, obviously, if I won 20 million on the lottery, then yeah, I'll just be like, I'll build my house. I ain't buying one. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, there we go. Anyway, slot out. Hello, Carl. Carl in NY. Oh yes, hi Carl. You're all right. Yes, we spoke a while ago, didn't we, Carl? I like your banner, by the way. Slot out. I'm still conflicted, Carl. To be honest, I've been dealing with this all year, like we all have, and I am a bit of a fence sitter on it, Carl. But mostly because the fact that the fence is quite comfortable. It's something that I don't want to have to deal with. I just feel. I'm not saying anyone else should feel like this, Carl, by the way, but I just feel awful about wanting a bloke to be sacked who literally, at a time when I really needed it last year as well. I know it's different because obviously I had like my depression and stuff, but Liverpool winning the league, I wouldn't say saved my life. It didn't save my life or anything, but that got me through a very, very dark time. And I cannot thank Arne Slot enough for doing that. Not that he did it for me, obviously, because I've never met the fella, but he will never know how much that league title meant to me. I never thought I was going to see the trophy lifted at Anfield. And yeah, other than my son being born, it's people might laugh at this. It was the greatest day of my life. Greatest day of my life. I'm happy enough for Liverpool never to win the league title again. I don't mean to say, oh, I don't want us to win the title. Obviously, I do want us to win it. I'd like us to win it another 10 times before I depart the mortal coil. But if that's the only one, obviously we won the league a few years ago, but that was during the COVID debacle. But if I only ever get to see Liverpool celebrate and lift the league title at Anfield once, I'm cool with that. It was honestly, it was the greatest day of my life. So to your point, Carl, I just find it very difficult. I know life that you can't obviously dine off one thing forever. And I totally get that. And if Slot is not doing a good job, then obviously it's got to go somewhere else. And I do completely understand that we can't live on nostalgia. We did that for far too many years. When we got caught with our pants down by Man United in the 90s, through living for nostalgia, we can't go back to those days. And I totally get that. But I just feel really bad about wanting a good man to lose his job. I guess I don't know. I don't know. To be fair, I was so happy Semenyo scored a couple in the match, considering what happened. Oh, Liam, don't get me started on that. So, as you can imagine, Liam, like I said, I am British Ghanaian. You can imagine what that little incident, the position that put me in that night. I mean, that was the most delicately phrased YouTube short I've ever had to do, because obviously I've got like I've got a playlist for like all my Ghana stuff that I've done, because I've been to watch Ghana a couple of times in England. Saw them against Nigeria last year, and I am a full-on Ghana supporter. No offence to England, obviously. I hope they do well in the World Cup and this, that, and the other, but I want Ghana to beat England. Sorry. Partly because the fact it was my old fella, and my dad was Ghanaian, and basically he's obviously, because he's been gone all this time, the Ghanaian national team is the only thing that keeps me close to my dad, kind of thing, if that makes any kind of sense. And obviously we've got Semenyo and we've got Kudus, but obviously now Semenyo plays for Man City, which also puts me in a really awkward position now as well. But yeah, I was honestly, Liam, I was so, not of our fans, because a lot of our fans, most of our fans are absolutely brilliant. And I've never seen a racial thing. Obviously, we used to have it in the 80s with Barnsley and people like that, but I mean, that was across the board. Like, every single team had like their racists. Every single one of them. Anyone who says otherwise in the 80s and 70s and a bit of the 90s is lying to you. We all had hooligan firms, including Liverpool. Not as much as like your West Hams and Millwalls and stuff like that. It was nowhere near that bad. But Liverpool do have a racist element. Simple as that, isn't it? It's very minor compared to a lot of those clubs, but yeah, I've never seen a. I think there might have been something in the 90s potentially. I think possibly Mark Walters or Michael Thomas getting racially. I can't remember now, but I've never seen it that blunt. I mean, the fellow was literally in his wheelchair, and he literally, if you see the footage back, he literally sees Semenyo, and he sat there wheeling himself, and he literally just shouts to Semenyo. And I thought Semenyo dealt with that brilliantly. It was Virgil van Dijk. It was his look. Like, he literally, if you go back and watch the footage, he literally goes, "Oh, fuck," like that. Virgil looked really, really well. Obviously, he's a black man at the end of the day. It was hugely embarrassing, and put, like I said, British Ghanaian Liverpool fan, put me in a slightly awkward position. I thought Liverpool signing Luis Suarez, for obvious reasons, as a British Ghanaian, that put me in an awkward position, as it was for fairly obvious reasons. But this was a new level. But yeah, no, to be honest, there was part of me, I agree with you, Liam, I'm a Liverpool fan, and I was quite glad that Semenyo scored to shut that fella up. But I was very glad when Chiesa scored at the end, obviously. But yeah, no, it's appalling. Also, can I just say shout out to Vinny Jr. Look, and I will preface this by, I can't stand Vinny Jr. I think he's a bit of a word that I don't want to say on live streaming. But he is also a black man, and he is also football, and he's a human being, and he did not deserve what some of you might have seen my sarcastic piss-taking shorts of Prestiani, or whatever that prick's name is, basically. And his excuse for, "Hello, Vinny, I don't like you," or whatever he thought he was sarcastically doing. It's like, mate, seriously. I mean, how stupid do you think people are? Don't be ridiculous. But yeah, shout out to Vinny Jr. Look, no one deserves that. You don't deserve abuse if you're a white person, brown person, Asian person, and whatever. I mean, we're here to watch football at the end of the day. So if you are one of those people, just basically, I will say the F word, just fuck off and go away, and let the rest of us enjoy it at the end of the day. Not interested in your nonsense. Jog on. Let's have a look. Anyway, Solid Door Handle. That is a solid, good name. See what I did there. Hello, bud. Where are you from? I am from Leeds. Solid Door Handle. Where are you from? I moved from Manchester to London, and then Leeds. It was incredible how bad the public transport was. Yeah, I mean, well, to be honest, Liam, the one thing I will give London is, look, obviously it's different for them because London have to get it right for obvious reasons. There's that many people there. The underground, a lot, it does go wrong. We have had some fiascos on the underground, but very, very rarely. I would love Leeds to have an underground. That's the one thing. Well, I do like London, but that's one of the good things about London. It's like, if you want to get somewhere in Leeds, I mean, potentially like Seacroft, for example, Liam, if you wanted to get from where I am right now, so I'm sort of southeastern, if you wanted to get here from Seacroft, I mean, I don't know, if the buses were running at this time of night, you're talking, it would probably take me, because I'd have to get into town, then I'd have to go, basically, long story short, I'd probably have to take 2 buses, and it would probably take me an hour and 20 minutes. If you want to cover that distance in London, you can literally go, "Oh, look, there's a train," and then it drops you like down. You're there. That's the advantage of London. Manchester, I can't comment because I've never lived in Manchester, so there we go. But they've got the trams as well. I mean, literally, they've got trams. We have nothing in Leeds, absolutely nothing. Finn, I will. I'm going to learn how to drive. Nice one, Finn. Nice one. Yeah, like I said, Finn, I would recommend it. Like I said, my only reason, Finn, it is a bit it's not me being self-righteous, but I don't want to be laying flowers at a child's graveside because of my own arrogance and ignorance and not being very good at driving, which I wasn't. I was not. I was not good enough to drive. It's as simple as that. And like I said, with the condition I have now, I don't want to have a freak out about like a car crash or potential accident or something. So yeah, so I will be a walker basically for the rest of my life, which is fine. I do want to get one of those you know them scooters that you can get, not the scooter. It's like one of them wheelchair scooters, but like adults can use them. I forget what they're called now. You know the things you can plug into a wall. Or, I don't know what the bloody hell they're called. But I was suggesting to my missus that I get one of them, and she literally, again, that thing that I did with Stewie, she went, no. I was like, oh, right, okay, end of that discussion. So yes, I've been banned from those as well. I don't look very good on one of them scooters, to be fair. Let's have a look. Are you in the Killingbeck area? I am not, Liam. So I am. Obviously, I won't tell you exactly where I am for security reasons, obviously. But if you think of an area, how can I do this without giving it away? If you think of the circumference of, right, so you've got Middleton Golf Course, the White Rose Centre, and Ellen Road. Think of it as a triangle. I'm somewhere in the middle of that. Again, for obvious reasons, I won't tell you where exactly we are, but I'm somewhere in and around there, dude, basically. So yeah, I'm Killingbeck. I did used to work in Killingbeck, actually. I used to work. Do you remember the Asda down there? I used to work for Sanctuary. Was it Sanctuary Housing down there? I forget. That big long motorway, like dual carriageway that I used to have down there, which I'm guessing is still there now. So yeah, I haven't actually been at Killingbeck for a long time. Probably about 15 years since last time I went there. So yeah, there we go. Logan, hey Logan, how you doing? What do you think about Hangman and MJF in a text? Oh, AEW, yes then Logan, yes then Logan. By the way, guys, again, people who are listening onto the podcast, I will give you the time code. I swear to God, I will talk about Smackdown any second now. I do promise, but I'm just enjoying chatting away to people at the minute. You know how my shows work. We just talk about anything. What do I think about Hangman and MJF in a Texas Death Match? I think it would be fantastic, Logan. I think it would be absolutely fantastic. I saw MJF and Hangman at Forbidden Door live at the O2 Arena. Mate, it was lights out. It was definitely in top 10 wrestling matches last year. I think I had it down because, like I said, I'm a geek, as the name implies. I actually had this is really, really sad, but I actually had like my top 20 wrestling matches for the year. And then basically me and my son would go to a local library sometimes, and I actually had it printed off matches of the year. Just like, Dad, I was like, I'm geek. At least I'm not a drug dealer, son. I like doing scrapbooks and like analysing Liverpool stuff and buying toys and like I don't know, maybe I'm just a weirdo. Anyway, the Hangman match, dude, honestly, it was so good to watch it in person as well. I mean, there was this spot that Hangman did with MJF where, I don't know if you've seen it, Logan, but I'm trying to think what they did. You know that finisher that Hangman does, what the hell is it called? Not Buckshot Lariat, the other one where he's got, what the bloody hell is it called? Basically, he's got the fella by the legs at his back, and then basically he falls down on his arse, and then supposedly the opponent's head hits the bottom of the ring. Obviously, it doesn't actually hit because obviously they leave an arse space to make sure that the head doesn't hit. But like they did this spot at the O2, so where I'm sat, I was kind of just above where the entrance ramp is. So the entrance ramp, I could see it from over there, and the ring's this side basically. And we saw this spot, and literally it was just like you could just see the head supposedly bounce. That's it, dead eye. Thank you, Logan. Yeah, it was sick, dude, absolutely sick. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I've enjoyed Hangman and MJF working together. I think Hangman will lose. I don't know how they're going to get out of that stipulation. Maybe Hangman doesn't have the belt for maybe a year, year and a half, and then they have some way of MJF putting the title up for grabs and saying if Hangman beats, I don't know, Brody King, he can now challenge for title. I don't know. They'll have to think of some way of doing it because obviously, as long as Hangman's there, I mean, they can't not have Hangman win the title ever again because that would just be completely ludicrous. I mean, to be fair though, I mean, obviously he's got the trios tag championships. They have got TNT championships, and like that one that Hook had a while ago. And they've got a pure champion. I mean, I suppose it could be the Ring of Honor champion, technically. They have got a lot of title belts in AEW, so maybe you can just have one of them. I don't know, but I'm sure they'll find some way around it. But I think, to be honest, Logan, that I think MJF keeps that belt until they get to Wembley Stadium, and then Ospreay takes it off him. That's my prediction. Because if Will Ospreay wins the belt at Wembley Stadium, that place will go absolutely nuts. Absolutely mental, mate. In fact, if I'm Tony Khan, there's no way I'm not booking that. Put it this way, if it's Will Ospreay versus MJF, I would encourage Tony Khan not to book MJF winning because that would piss a hell of a lot of people off. Although it would be a very, very, very good angle, but I would politely suggest to Tony, if he is thinking of doing that, do yourself a favour. Don't. There we go. Let's have a look. I want a BMW or an Audi. Well, Finn, you better get a good job, mate, and start saving some money, lad. In that case, that's my advice to you, Finn, as well. And I don't want to be patronising, but dude, when you get jobs and stuff, I'm sure you're not far off now, but like, save your money, Finn. That is all I'll say. And I'm sure a lot of the people on the stream will agree with me. I was never off with like drinking, and I've never done drugs and stuff like that at all. But like drinking and partying, how to put this? I wasn't always the wisest of people, and then I had my son, and obviously I left that. Well, I mean, I still have the odd dalliance from time to time. But yeah, to be honest, Finn, I was very, very much like life's for enjoying. I'm here for now, blah, blah, blah. And I still stick to that. You've got to enjoy your life. That is what we're all here for, to enjoy ourselves as much as we can do and experience lots of cool things. But at the same time, Finn, I would recommend it. It's all well and good in enjoying yourself. Just do us a favour, mate. Just whatever you can save, even if it's only a tenner a month, get yourself a tenner, put it in Finn's special bank account, whatever your bank account is. Even if it's 10, 20 quid, just promise me you'll put 20 quid away. Keep doing it over and over and over, and then one day you'll look and go, oh, got a couple of grand in there. I mean, obviously that'll take a while if it's only 20 quid, but you know what I mean. But I would thoroughly recommend to any person, young, old, whatever, try and keep some money aside once a month, because I have been in those places where there is not money available, and it is not cool, mate. It is not cool at all. So yeah, not to get too preachy, but anyone, whatever age you are, even if you've got boatloads of money, life can change like that. Like a Thanos snap, basically. Just make sure that you've got like something to fall back on. But yeah, anyway. The only reason I asked, as you said, you can walk to Asda and town in 15, 20. Well, yeah, I was going to say, Liam, that was probably slightly, probably slightly generous from where I am. I think probably more like half an hour, maybe 35 minutes. I tell you where I did used to live, Liam. We used to live at I don't know if you know the Longroids. So you've got sort of bottom end of Beeston where you've got all the garages and stuff. Where the spinning wheel boozer is. It's like a Leeds United stronghold. me and my missus, when we first had our lad, we used to live down there, and there was a Morrison's over the road, and I'd take my son pushchair to go and like get food and stuff. But yeah, I used to live down there, and that was really useful actually, because basically I had to walk over this field, then over the road to the Audi garage, funnily enough, now that Finn's just mentioned that, and then walk 2 more minutes, and then I was in town. Literally from where I was, you talking town was literally like a 7 or 8 minute walk, which was really useful. But sadly, we're like way further back than that now, basically. But yes, let's have a look. The only reason, oh yeah, no, sorry, I've just read that, Liam, haven't I? So yeah, there we go. Logan, it's going to be bad for Hangman if he loses because you can't change for the champion again. Deadeye, yes, Deadeye, thank you, Logan. Well, that's what I mean, Logan. I just don't think they'll stick with that stipulation. You can't have Hangman as a Page. Not look. I mean, obviously you can keep the belt off him for a couple of years, because basically that belt's going to have to be rotated because AEW's got that many. I mean, even the women's belt as well. So I mean, the men's AEW title and the women's AEW title is now going to have to be rotated between Mercedes Moné, Ospreay, Moxley's going to have to get it back, Tony Storm's going to have to get it back, Statlander's going to have to get it back, MJF will have to have another run after he loses it, Strickland's going to have it. I think I just said Ospreay. And by the way, Tekla, if you've not seen her, by the way, guys, I am pretty biased, but I wrote about her on my Substack the other day. Watch Tekla. This woman is, honestly, she is so good. She's like one of the best professional wrestlers that I've seen in the last 10, 15 years. They're gonna have to rotate her in and out as well. But potentially Samoa Joe. I mean, you'd think Joe is going to be getting close to retirement age shortly. I mean, maybe he's going to have another run with the belt. Omega, he's going to have it at some point. So they're going to have to go for a hell of a lot of churn, because they'll have to put those belts on those lads and those lasses eventually. So, I mean, they can probably get away with Hangman not being the champion for a couple of years. I mean, I suppose with Hangman, because he's been involved with MJF, and I mean, there's Brody King now because he's very popular because of a certain chant, shall we say, and because he's a bloody nice bloke and he's a fantastic professional wrestler, by the way. But the chant helps. I've completely lost my train of thought. But yeah, no, they're going to have to go for a lot of churn with those belts. So I think I mean, because Hangman basically has been with Strickland, MJF, obviously Joe. I've been thinking for a while, I wouldn't mind seeing Hangman versus Darby Allin, you know. Like maybe they start off as face versus face, and then I wouldn't turn Hangman heel again, I'd leave him as it. Maybe Darby Allin, not a heel, but like just as an unhinged lunatic, basically. I'd really like to see Hangman versus Gabe Kidd. I really like Gabe Kidd as well. Obviously, I know I'm biased because I'm half British, but honestly, Gabe Kidd is what worker he is. Absolutely bloody superb. So maybe Hangman works with the younger people. Maybe he works with Leon Knight. I'm just trying to think who else. Ricochet, maybe someone along those lines. Maybe Tommaso Ciampa. Maybe Hangman's going to be the torchbearer. I don't know a bit how Cody was. And obviously there's the whole question mark over Jericho. Maybe Jericho. I mean, I was thinking as a shout, maybe Jericho comes in and costs Hangman the big belt. By the way, cheap plug. If you want to see some more of Chris Jericho, if you're not seeing it at the minute, please go on to Geek Boy Does Wrestling, and you will see highlights of the Chris Jericho Fozzy gig that I attended the other week. He was very good, very good. He did not tell me he was going to AEW or WWE, but watch it anyway. Cheers. There we go. Yes, Deadeye, Will Ospreay will come back all in. I reckon so. Look, well, to be honest, Logan, I reckon he'll come back, but because obviously they're doing those vignettes now, aren't they? I reckon he'll come back before then. I don't think he'll be back at Revolution. I mean, don't get me wrong, that would be awesome if he did. I just don't know, to be honest, Logan, how they're going to explain away the whole thing with Moxley, because Moxley's kind of, I mean, he's more or less a babyface now, so it, I don't know how they're going to do it really, because obviously if I'm Will Ospreay, I mean, obviously it was work, goes without saying, but if some bloke caved my skull in to the point where I'd been out of action for I was going to say 6 or 7 months. Oh God. For like 8 or 9 months, and it cost me my career. I'm coming back and giving a bloody good kicking, basically. You know what I mean? So I don't know how they're going to explain that one away. I don't know. I don't unless Will Ospreay becomes the new leader of the Death Riders. I don't know that. I will be very interested to see how they're going to get around that one. I'm not too sure. To be honest, I probably would just have, because Ospreay's going to get massive pop anyway. I would probably just have Mox in the ring. He hears the music, and he just goes, right, come on, let's go. And then Ospreay just absolutely batters Mox, and then afterwards, well, Mox, I don't know, maybe you don't have Mox apologising, obviously, but you're just like, look, I was a different person then, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there's ways and means that you can do it, and Ospreay's like, I don't care, bruv. I want my pound of flesh. That was my terrible Will Ospreay impression, sorry. But yeah, so yeah, they're going to have to run through Ospreay, you would have thought, first as well. So in terms of the Hangman thing, I mean, the amount of people that need that belt, they can probably get away with Hangman not being the champion for a good couple of years. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see anyway. I will say thank you for the advice, man. No problem, Finn. Like I said, I'd just recommend that to anyone. Like I said, Finn, it's not... I've been... I think the worst thing I ever did, Finn, to be honest, in terms of money, this is how stupid I was, because I was just not saving it. I mean, I'm not really now, but I always make sure we've got enough money and so on and so forth. But there was one day where I actually ended up starving myself. It doesn't look like it now, obviously, but like I basically went to work one day, and I knew I thought I had like a fiver left, and I was getting paid the next day. And it turned out I did not have a fiver, and I discovered this at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I thought, right, well, I can get through work, it's fine, I'll get home and I'll get some food. So I ended up running back home, got there at 5 o'clock, and literally the only thing that I had was, and I do mean a quarter, I had a quarter of a packet of noodles. That was it. I literally went round my house, because I used to live in Kirkstall flats. Liam might know where this is, but where the Kirkstall Morrison's is, there's like there's a swimming pool. You go up a road, and then there's like a block of flats there. I used to live there. And yeah, there was one night where basically, and also I had one of them heaters that you had to pay for, you know, one of them heaters that you've got where you have to put like a card in, and then you press the buttons, blah, 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 and it does this, that, and the other. I didn't have any money for heating either, and this was like mid-January, and basically I froze and starved. Look, I'm not comparing myself to, there are people who have actually starved. Like, I'm nowhere near that, but that did give me an appreciation for what some people go through in this country, because I was just, I had full tears and everything. I couldn't believe how stupid I'd been. I mean, fortunately, like, I was just like, I'm going to go to bed. But then I checked on my phone, obviously I've been paid. Literally, you have never seen a fat bloke run so quickly up a hill. So there used to be a Mackey's quite near where I was, and literally I'm running down there. And it was like that scene in The Simpsons where Homer and Bart gets lost at sea, and he comes into Krusty Burger, and Homer's sat there going, give me 700 Krusty Burgers. And God knows how much food I ordered. I think... You know them double sausage egg McMuffins? I think I ordered 5 or something stupid like that. The person was like, 5. I was like, yes, give me 5. And the first 3, I mean, I must have eaten them in 10 seconds. But yeah, definitely, Finn. Definitely. Just look after your finances, man. I think Ospreay comes back, and he turns bad and goes after Mock. He is a good heel, Ospreay. Logan, I was thinking that as well. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't know if I want to see evil Will Ospreay now, but just because obviously he's got his whole story of ADHD, because my missus has ADHD as well, and we're getting our son tested for it as well. Obviously, I've got my condition that I kind of like that Will's just like, this happy-go-lucky person who's just happy enough to speak about his experiences with having, being on the spectrum, and just a bit of a cool weirdo that we can all get behind. You know what I mean? I don't know if I could boo Will Ospreay, to be honest. He would have a hell of a trouble trying to get me to boo him, to be honest. But there we go. Right, folks. 1 hour and 20 minutes in. Does anyone want to hear about Smackdown? Right, for those of you listening on the podcast, because this will be on YouTube podcast, I will give you the time code. We are in minute number 80, so I will write this down after I finish. And I might try and split it into 2 parts or something, but yes. Right, Smackdown. I thought Smackdown was excellent. Really, really enjoyed it. There's a lad who watches me, I know. Dude, I'm on minute 80. I'm really sorry I've been waffling on. I'm going to talk about it now. And I love our interactions with, like, the comments that we send back and forth to each other. So really sorry that it's taken this long. But yes, I will start talking about it now. So yeah, SmackDown started, obviously, so you've got, they started off with the Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre thing. I really, really like the way that they jump-started it, because the whole Cody doing a promo thing is, I'm not saying it's getting old by any stretch of the imagination. I do like Cody, but I think he's getting to that stage he's going to have to heel turn in the next 6 or 7 months, for me, to be honest, because you can tell that, don't get me wrong, the crowd were really hot for him, but you could tell the crowd were like, there was 1 or 2, you can hear the boos now, you can audibly hear the boos. Like they had that whole segment with him and Sami Zayn last night where Sammy was like, oh, I'm so sorry, Cody, and the whole crowd were literally like, boo, this, that and the other. But yeah, I love the way it started. I like the way they've sort of got Jacob Fatu involved as well. I'm assuming that Nick Aldis is going to make WrestleMania a triple threat match, is what I would guess, because obviously Fatu has basically said, look, I'm not going to wait forever. Unless there's a way they can get Jacob Fatu into the chamber. I don't know. I've just got this since we know it's going to be Roman and Punk, you can get away with the other one being a triple threat, and then that way you get Cody, Fatu, and Drew McIntyre in. If that's the way they'll get. By the way, I love the way that Fatu was chucking them referees. That was absolutely bloody priceless. And to be fair, the referee bumps were pretty good as well. What was I trying to say? If the triple threat match is the case, I think they should have Jacob Fatu go over, because I wouldn't say Drew doesn't need the belt. I think I would like to see Drew have it for a long, long time. But Drew is a made star. Cody Rhodes is the, other than Punk and Roman, the made star. Fatu, obviously, this would put him well over, and the crowd really, really like him again. He looks like he's got momentum back as well, so if there is a chance, I would have Jacob Fatu going over. I really, really would, but obviously we'll have to wait. So excuse me, folks, sorry. Yeah, and then we had the whole, we had the MFTs. Jesus Christ. Folks, so again, you've heard me complain about this millions and millions of times. I am not an MFT fan. It's just, I mean, Jesus Christ, it's a terrible group. There's no, I don't have an issue with Silas Curry. Obviously, he's a very, very good worker. Jacob Cobb. Was that his name, Cobb? I forgot his name in AEW. Tamatonga looks like he's doing all right. I don't have literally a problem with any of them particularly. I just don't like the group, and I just don't like them getting as much focus as they are on SmackDown when there's so many other people. I mean, one of the things I was going to talk about tonight, funnily enough, actually involved that segment. The business with Matt Cardona. I mean, seriously, what are we doing? They've literally, the people were so excited and like, oh my God, it's actual Matt Cardona instead of Zack Ryder, and people were like proper excited after what he'd done on the Indies and stuff. And like, he's basically in the position that he was when he left already. And it's like, what are we doing with Matt, it's just. I hope this is just a temporary thing with Matt Cardona, because I mean, the greatest respect, he might as well have just stayed in the Indies with what they've given him to do so far. Matt Cardona needs to be maybe not world title level, but he needs to be at least going for the IC, if not the US. But yeah, there it is. Let's have a look. Ibby Khan, how you doing, Ibby? You alright? Is it you again? Said hi. Yo, I'm back. How you doing, Ibby? Apologies, I have a cold. Yeah, and I was really surprised actually, because they actually had I forgot his name, Tamatonga. They actually had him go over a Dragunov, and it does look like they're going with Tonga. He's got this whole weird thing going on with Shinsuke Nakamura as well, because Nakamura was like I think they've had some sort of interaction in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm not totally sure. I need to look into this because I'm not sure what their whole backstory is. But he was basically saying that they need to leave. He needs to leave the MFT. So I don't know if that's going somewhere. But like Tamatonga keeps winning, and obviously he was a tag. But yeah, I don't know. The whole thing is just very, very unlikely. I don't like this use of Matt Cardona. I think it's really, really poor. Ibby Khan, you remember last night? Do I remember last night? I was high as a kite, Ibby, last night. On cold drugs. Not. By the way, I should just point out I don't mean high as a kite as in like horrible drugs. I mean as in like medication for this wretched flu that I've got at the minute. So I'm going to say no. We have spoken before, though. I know that. You'll have to remind me. Did I go live on last night off my head on like my medication that I'm taking potentially? That wouldn't actually surprise me at this point. So yeah, Dragunov got beaten up. Then the Wyatts cut one of their videos, and it looks like we're getting Uncle Howdy versus Solo Sikoa next week, because that'll be good, because I've not actually seen Uncle Howdy wrestle on his own all that much, and maybe they're going to try and build him up. I think with the Wyatts, they really need to put them in a big feud after the MFTs. They need to go after a single star, like, I don't know, like the Wyatts target Cody Rhodes or something like that. They need to give them something big to do, because, look, I mean, they've got a decent spot at the moment. That group should be well and truly over after the debut that they had. Hopefully they can be. What else? Just looking down at my notes again. Randy Orton, Alistair Black, and Zelina had a promo. There goes my notes again. Jade Cargill delivered one of her scintillating promo. That is a bit mean actually. I really do like Jade Cargill. She's going to be a star. She's an absolutely fantastic wrestler already. She still needs a bit of seasoning, but she's going to be a star for the next 20 years. I just think her promos need a little bit of work. I didn't mind yesterday's promo, but it was very much. I don't want to say diva, because I know the connotation said it was very much a 2007, 2008 promo by a diva wrestler, as opposed to the female wrestlers that you expect now, kind of thing. Now, that's probably not less to do with Jade than it is to do with the writers, but I just like her. I would just like her to go off on the mic one day, because she's definitely got it in her. I mean, she's a very, very intelligent, highly articulate, very well read, educated woman, and I'd just like to see a bit more. I'd just like her to just start calling people out and literally just like obliterating them on the mic. She's definitely got it in her, but like I just hope she can improve her promo skills a little bit more. To be honest, like I said, guys, I'm not going to go too much longer with the Smackdown review on the actual Smackdown show, because I am starting to get a bit snotty again. I do apologise. It's really gross. Let's have a look. I love the interaction and the kind of like I'm trying to think. Basically, long story short, I liked the way that they pulled the wool over everyone's eyes with the whole Charlotte thing, with her walking past Jade. I do wonder whether that still will end up being the match in some way, shape, or form. Because look, you can't. Charlotte Flair's one of the biggest stars that they've got in that company. You can't not have Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. I mean, it'd be absolutely ludicrous at the end of the day. But wow, it's 1:10 in the morning. Right, guys, I'm going to try and wrap this up quickly. Thank you for people who've stuck with me tonight, by the way. It's appreciated. And again, sorry that I was so late, but obviously I had my whole connectivity issues. But yeah. No, I really like the fake tail, basically, of Charlotte, because I just thought as soon as she looked at Jade, I was just like, yeah, there we go, it's the WrestleMania main event. And it turns out this is not the WrestleMania main event because Charlotte Flair did not actually qualify for the Elimination Chamber, which I was astonished about, to be honest. Hello, I am listening. How you doing? You're all right. Welcome back. Yeah, I'm still on. I'm still on, mate. I'm still on. I am actually going to be going for my very, very much looking forward to Big Sleepies any second now, dude. But yes, I'm still on for maybe another 5-6 minutes. Yeah, thanks for coming back. I am listening. It's been nice speaking to you tonight, pal. But no, Charlotte Flair did not, in fact, qualify. Kiana James qualified over Nia Jax and Charlotte in a triple threat match. Now, hands up, I don't mind admitting when I'm wrong. I got Kiana James wrong. And I'm happy enough to admit that when she first came in with Julia, the whole lawyer gimmick, I was just like, well, what is this? What are we doing? Is this like the 1980s? Golden Age WWF era? I mean, like, I don't want to see like a knockoff from LA Law. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah, it was just really, really, really bad. But to be fair to Kiana, I tell you what, she was outstanding last night, and she is really, 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 really good. Her athletics. She picked up Nia Jax last night. I mean, and when I say picked her up, go back and watch it, guys, if you can. Obviously, Nia sold for her and everything. She would have elevated herself because she's a big woman. But that Kiana James, I didn't realise how strong it was. That woman is jacked. And I tell you what, she was fantastic last night, absolutely fantastic. So, Kiana James, I apologise. You have been brilliant the last couple of months. I do actually like her and Julia now. I'm sure they're going to split those guys up. So, to be fair to the writers and everyone, well done to Hunter and whoever's working with Kiana. They have another star on their hands. She is really, really good. All I ask is, please, can you get that bloody handbag off her? And look, it's not a thing with women or anything like that. It's just a point in general. I don't want to see a bloke walk to the ring with a briefcase unless he's Erwin R. Shyster. There you go. There's a deep cut reference for you. I don't want to see someone walking along with a football. I don't want to see women walking along with umbrellas to the ring. Basically, what I'm saying is, look, there are wrestlers who have gimmicks and who have accessories, but the handbag fit, it just makes them look bloody stupid. I guess that's kind of the idea because she's a heel, but it's cringe. Please take the handbag off them. I want to see an athletic contest at the end of the day. Like I say, it's not a woman thing. It's not. I know women have handbags. My missus has hundreds of them upstairs. Not a problem. Well, not hundreds. Well, she's got a few. Promo on the missus now. But yeah, it's just not necessary. And no, she was superb last night. So shout out to Kiana James. You're doing really, really well. They've got a big star on their hands. Hey Jordan, how you going? Evening, bro. God bless. Sorry, Jordan. Away with the fairies, just waffling on to myself here. Yeah, love to speak to you again, mate. How are you? You're all right. What else happened last night? I really like the promo with Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes because that's kind of thrown Zayn in there now as well, going into WrestleMania. I mean, I'm just wondering if there's any way they could actually make it a four corners match. So you basically get Sami Zayn in there, Cody Rhodes, Jake Fatu, Andrew McIntyre, and then you've got all your four basically. Because at the moment it's like, what Zayn and Fatu going to be doing, unless Zayn and Fatu go off in their own little universe. I mean, you could have Sami Zayn beat Mello, I guess, for the IC, but like, I mean, what is the IC he's got? No, it's the United States Championship, and Dom's got the IC, hasn't he? I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, what's Dom doing now? I mean, what's Gunther doing? Gunther lost the other day, which I'm astonished about. I mean, the only other thing that I mean, obviously you've got the whole Brock Lesnar card. I mean, the only people I'm seeing Brock working with are Obafemi, Cody Rhodes, and maybe Jacob Fatu, possibly. I mean, you've got Bron Breakker as well to come back. Sorry, folks, that is really, really disgusting. I do apologise. You don't want to see me sniffling. Yeah, no, it's going to be very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I just don't know where it's going to lie. I would, to be honest, make it a 4 corners match, to be honest, and then maybe Sami Zayn gets his Cody moment, I guess, or you give Jacob Fatu the moment. I don't know, and then maybe Zayn turns heel. I mean, put it this way: one of Zayn, Fatu, and Cody is going to have to turn heel in the next 5 or 6. In the next 5 or 6 months, bare minimum, because they're getting to the stage where they just haven't got enough. I wouldn't say they haven't got enough heels on the male side, but obviously you've got Drew. I mean, after Drew, Solo. I mean, again, without wishing to be rude, I don't know. I just think something's going to have to give on the heel side at some point. Attitude era, attitude versus ruthless aggression. Jordan, it's not even a question, mate. Attitude era, 100%. Look, I know obviously the ruthless aggression era now is, I mean, Jesus Christ, that started nearly 20 odd years ago now. It's probably more than that, actually. I think it was 2004, wasn't it? 2004, 2003? Yes, that's coming up to 20, 25 years old now. So, my goodness, honestly. Yeah, so I know a lot of people love it, dude, of my brother's sort of age, because my brother's 29, so he's sort of 26 to 30 kids are going to be, I mean, that's what they would have grown up with, the ruthless, but obviously I grew up with the attitude era, and I mean, with the greatest respect, I mean, I just don't think you could touch the attitude era, Jordan. I really, really don't. I really don't, mate. It's for me, I don't think the attitude era you'll ever come near it. I mean, I know a lot of the wrestlers now are promoting the hell out of what they're doing at the minute, and quite rightly so. The AEW and WWE wrestlers are meant to promote their own brands, and that's fine. But when they're saying, "Oh, this is actually the greatest time in wrestling," I'm kind of like, maybe it's not even close. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the last 2 or 3 years wrestling have been really, really good, but I mean, can't compare this to the attitude era, not for me. Don't know, mate. I'm like 60-40 for ruthless aggression. No, fair enough, Jordan. If that's your opinion, mate, I'm always happy to hear other people's opinions. Like I said, it's obviously because it's my era, Jordan. To be, I mean, it's difficult for me with the ruthless aggression one because I hit the attitude era at 17, and it stayed with me until I went to uni, and it was in my. I think I was still watching wrestling up until 2022, and then I started my dissertation basically, and I had no time to do anything. Fell out of wrestling. Met my ex, which took most of my time for about a couple of years, and then I kind of fell off wrestling, which was around the ruthless aggression era. So I actually missed quite a bit of it, and then I came back in, and I'm like, I mean, it sounds stupid now, but I was like, who the hell is John Cena? Literally, it sounds really, really stupid now, but obviously they had all these people running around like Batista and stuff, and I'm like, whoa, who are these people? Why is Christian a heel for now? What is literally? I missed about 3 or 4 years, mate, and I was just like, what is going on? Who are all these new people? Kind of thing. I mean, looking back, ruthless aggression was decent. I kind of throw the ruthless aggression in. I know I shouldn't do this, Jordan. I kind of throw it in with the hold just before the pipe bomb period, which you probably shouldn't do because I'm guessing most people will probably say ruthless aggression was what 2004 to maybe 10ish. I don't know, so it's maybe 5 or 6 years, something along those lines. I don't know. But there was that terrible, terrible period of time just before Punk did that pipe bomb where, I mean, like some of the shows, I think it was around that ridiculous time when they had that teleprompter thing. What the hell was? Oh, the anonymous Raw general manager, and then they had the not co-general managers, the guest, the Raw guest managers, each week. And I mean, some of the, I mean, it was borderline embarrassing. Like, I'd have me and my ex, who's funnily enough is still a good friend of mine. We would have the wrestling on like Friday nights. I don't know why we were never able to watch Raw before sort of Friday, so we'd have it on in the background. We'd all be sat there drinking away, and other people would be smoking cigars and this, that, and the other. And I'd be sat there watching the wrestling, and there was some segments that came on which were just legitimately like embarrassing. And you have to bear in mind, we are talking about men and women essentially working wrestling matches in their underpants. So, I mean, embarrassing's it. I mean, pick your poison. But some of the things that were going on, I mean, honestly, some of them were absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I love the Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho feud, but I mean, those two were never ever going to mess that up. Never going to mess it up. But there were some other things that I was just like, my goodness, this is so poor. Then obviously Punk did the pipe bomb. There was all that interest. They got a bit of a buzz. I think that was when Lesnar came back roughly as well after The Rock won against Cena for the first time, if my timeline is correct. I think it is. I don't know if it is or not. It kind of went hot again. Then Punk left, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the AJ Styles Cena feud. Really loved that. John Cena versus AJ Styles is one of my favourite matches of all time, by the way. I didn't want to say it at the time because I was still very much like, I was very much Cena sucks as opposed to let's go Cena, put it that way. But I remember watching the Cena AJ Styles SummerSlam match. And it was one of those, you've seen something really good, but like, I don't know, say if it's a football team scores an amazing goal, and it's like, it's your hated football team, you've kind of got to sit there and go, like that, and politely clap. I was still at that point with Cena, but now I'm older and wiser. I was like that match. I mean, I think it was about 8-9 years ago now. It was a fantastic match. And it wasn't just, obviously AJ would have led a lot of it because, like he said, he was an outstanding professional wrestler. John Cena put a lot of hard work into that as well, so fair play to him. That's John Cena's best ever match for me. Obviously, you guys will know more than me because I missed a lot of the early Cena. I mean, I've watched Cena versus Shawn Michaels, that hour-long match they had. That was very good as well. Fantastic match. But for me, the best one that he ever had was AJ Styles. Very closely followed by the 2 CM Punk matches. So he had one match against Punk at SummerSlam. And then they had the Money at the Bank one as well, obviously. So I would, I'd say those were my top Cena matches. But I mean, again, like I said, I'm not the best person to ask because I did miss a lot of the Ruthless Aggression era. So there we go. I'm born in 92. Oh, okay, sorry, folks. I'm literally just ranked with cold. Really sorry. Like I said, I'm going to give up the go. I'm actually quite impressed with myself. I didn't even go for 2 hours. In fact, just let me have a drink of water first, guys. Like I said, I'm a surly old man. I do not like being ill. It really gets on my nerves. But still, never mind. I'm born in 1992. I was born in 1980, Jordan. First match I can remember was that fire one between Taker and Kane. Like, yeah, that would be, yeah, the Inferno match. So there was, they had one Inferno match, and then they had another one after WrestleMania, because they had Kane versus Undertaker at Mania in '98, where Kane basically battered Taker, but Taker just about managed to get the W, as the Americans would say. And then obviously the Kane Undertaker rivalry was one of the best things about the Attitude Era. The way it crossed over with Austin, and then they had the Ministry of Darkness, and the whole Kane thing with losing the mask. Yeah, no, it was a really, really good feud, mate. Really good feud. Yeah, I think the Inferno match. Yeah, they had the WrestleMania match, and then the Inferno match was possibly, because it was a long time ago, Jordan, to be honest, because I'm probably wrong with this, but I want to say it was maybe Backlash, like a month afterwards. No, it was probably a bit later than that, because Kane ended up winning the WWF title, I think, in '98 as well, because he won that at the First Blood match against Stone Cold, and then Stone Cold Steve Austin won it back the next night on Raw. But yeah, there we go. Oh, hey, Jay Celtic. How are we doing, Jay Celtic? You all right? Yes. Lovely to speak to you again, mate. Yes, I definitely remember you. Yeah, it was lovely to speak to you last time, mate. How are you, my friend? You all right? So I believe last time was before the Celtic Heart match. Just checking to see how it's going. Good thing we ended up signing Oxlade-Chamberlain. I know, Jay Celtic. I was very pleased for Ox, actually. To be honest, I was quite surprised, to be honest, Celtic went for him, to be honest. Not that he's, don't get me wrong, as Ox is a really good player, but I was just thinking, is he? I mean, obviously, look, he has his injuries and stuff, and I'm not saying Ox is on his way out or anything. I mean, he's only like, what is he, 31 now? Obviously, he can play for another 4 or 5 years, one would imagine, if he can keep himself fit. But I'm just like, I don't know, Celtic fans going to be happy with that, maybe. I don't know. I just thought it was but then obviously I remembered how good he was for. I mean, Ox was very, very unlucky for Liverpool. Like, he did actually play well for us. It's very rare he had a bad game, the Ox, to be honest. I mean, don't get me wrong, he wasn't spectacular. The thing that I liked with Ox was he was a 7 out of 10 for me. There might be some Liverpool fans who disagree, but I like 7 out of 10ers. And I mean, as in, like, basically, he's never going to be a 10 out of 10, but he's never ever going to be a 1 out of 10. I mean, don't get me wrong, he had some bad games here and there, but Ox was always very good when he played for us, in my opinion. I thought he was good for Liverpool, and he scored a lot of important goals for us. So yeah, I hope he can do very well at Celtic. To be fair, he looks class above anyone else in the league. Really? Really? Oh, that's fantastic, mate. It's fantastic. Like I do like the Ox. I was gutted that he left, to be honest. But I mean, obviously at that stage his injuries were piling up, to be completely honest. And I'm really, really pleased for him, because I tell you what, Jay Celtic, he's a lovely, lovely bloke as well. I mean, obviously I'm sure Celtic fans aren't remotely interested if he's a lovely bloke or not. He's a really, really nice lad, Ox. Very, very generous, very well spoken, just a lovely, lovely man, in my opinion. So yeah, he takes a good free kick as well, by the way. He will surprise you on that occasionally. He's he scored a lot of good goals for us, you know. I remember one in the Liverpool Man City quarter final, I want to say, for the European Cup, where we lost to Real Madrid, but we basically played Man City, and Ox just gets the ball 30 yards out, and literally it was. I'm trying to think how to describe it. Just, if you want to see it, just type in Oxlade-Chamberlain versus Man City. The ball comes along to me, he literally just goes boom, basically. And I was just like, what is that? You know what I mean? And he was really, really good in that match as well. No, I'm really, really pleased for him, mate. Really pleased for him. Oh, has he scored as well? Oh, nice one. Nice one, mate. Nice one. 90-minute winner in his first match. I'll tell you what, just wait me a second, Jay Celtic. I'm just going to let me write that down, because I want to see if I can see the goal. Sorry, if you're wondering what I'm doing, by the way, my laptop's next to me. It's a whole story. I won't go into it, but I'm just writing that down. Ox goal for Celtic. Yes, I put a note for that, and I will have a look at that tomorrow morning. No, I'm really, really pleased for him, mate. Really pleased for him. That'll be fantastic. You're gonna have a good explanation for that comment, mate. Scores a 90 minute as well. Going to sleep, pal. That rain was relentless at the Etihad tonight. Great win there. Have a good one. You too, Jay Celtic. Oh, nice one, Jordan. Lovely to speak to you again. Yeah, nice one, boys. Right, just very quickly, folks, because I am very conscious that literally after an hour and 20 minutes, I am to actually finish the Smackdown figure. Just very, very quickly, like I said, I'm listening. How you doing? You're all right again. What else? There was the ridiculous thing with Kit Wilson and Obafemi. They need to stop doing that. There was Mello versus Trick Williams versus Damien Priest. Sorry, I am just literally looking at my notes, guys, now because I've completely forgotten what happened. Trick Williams is in the Elimination Chamber, which will be really good. I actually wouldn't be surprised if he won it, to be quite honest. I really, really wouldn't. Apparently Brock Lesnar's going to be on Raw, which is a thing, I guess. Rhea Ripley versus Julia, by the way. I'd probably recommend that. That was really good. I mean, like I said, the women's matches on the night were absolutely bloody fantastic. Really enjoyed Rhea versus Julia. That got ruined by Nia Jax and Lash Legend. And then basically it ended up with Randy Orton, what was it? Randy Orton and who was it? Not Damien Priest, Aleister Black having a match at the end. It was actually going really well as well. That was a good match. And then basically Drew McIntyre came in, attacked Randy Orton. Cody Rhodes ran him off, but then basically Aleister Black hit Randy with the Black Mass and ended up getting the 1-2-3, which I was quite surprised about. Aleister Black actually did beat Randy Orton, which is a thing. I mean, I don't know how much it helps Aleister really, because obviously he had help from Drew, plus also he's not even in the Elimination Chamber, so he seems to be another one that seems to be suffering from the stop-start booking. But yeah, I mean, how Randy figures into all of this, I don't know. I mean, I suppose he's another option to turn heel, maybe. It's really late, mate. It's like 1:30 in the morning. You sure you're not going to sleep? I am going to sleep very shortly. I am listening, literally in a couple of minutes, because I don't know if any of you guys can hear, but my nose is now completely blocked up and I'm struggling to like speak, so I'm just rambling on there basically. Just to wrap everything up. So yes, folks, basically there was out of all the time I've been on, the Smackdown review was actually about 27 minutes, give or take. So what I'll do is I'll put a section, I'll put a note in the comment section just to advise that if you want to listen to the wrestling portion, it starts on minute 80 or something like that. But yeah, cool, nice one. Thanks everyone for watching me. It's been really, really good. Nice chatting with you all. And thank you, Jay Celtic, for letting me know about the Ox. Lovely speaking to you again, Jordan, as well. Lovely speaking to you, Finn. And if I've missed anyone, by the way, who's made a contribution, I do apologise, but literally I can feel like this is very gross, but I can just feel the mucus swimming around my head at a minute, and like I need to get to sleep, basically. I'm quite proud of myself. I've got through this. Like I said, I'm really sorry, folks, that this was so late. Just thanks everyone for sticking with us. I will try and get these internet bloody issues sorted out and curse you, talk. Yeah, so hopefully I'll be on a bit earlier. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. It's been really cool. Just to let you guys know very quickly what I'm doing over the next week, because next week's going to be very, very exciting, actually. I'll be back on tomorrow for post-match reaction for the Liverpool match. I'm not entirely sure when. I might even go out to do that just because of the internet problems that we've got going on at the moment. It's going to be around 5, somewhere between 5 and 6 o'clock tomorrow night. So just leave that one with us. I will be back for the Monday Night Raw review, which is on at 10:30 on Tuesday. I don't think Liverpool play. No, we're not playing until West Ham, are we? I'll be back for the AEW Dynamite review on Thursday. Friday will be Toy Shots Friday. I'm gonna try and go on live for the Champions League draw, not for the actual draw, because I'm at the place that we all need to go to earn money, basically, like the rest of you. So I won't be able to be doing that at that time of the day. But I'm gonna try and go on. Also, as well, I've got a very exciting weekend coming up, actually, because being a bit of a geek, again, as the name implies, as soon as I finish work, I'm going to go and watch Scream, Scream #7. I am a huge Scream fan. I know this isn't really fitting with wrestling or football, but I have got a horror playlist on my channel as well, so if you're a horror fan, you can check that out. It's Geek Boy Does Horror, surprisingly enough. So yeah, I'm going to do like kind of a live review of that as well, straight out of the cinema, and do a couple of shorts. So if you don't want to hear spoilers about Scream, I would suggest you do not watch on Friday. I will obviously put on like spoiler alert. Do not go on this video, but yeah, yeah, there'll be something to do with Scream. Jay Celtic, see you another time, mate. Good luck to Liverpool the rest of the season. Oh, thank you very much, Jay Celtic, and you too, mate, as well. Lovely speaking to you again, mate. You're always welcome. Welcome to speak to us on here, mate. Top bloke. Lovely to speak to you. Have a good night. And good luck to the Ox as well. Genuinely, I really, really hope he does well there. It's great to see such a lovely, lovely bloke getting a second chance. I hope he does well for you. But yeah, have a good night, pal. So yeah, I've got Scream on. This is next Friday. Next Saturday, I usually do the Smackdown live show, which is what I'm currently doing now. At 20 to 2 in the morning, which is why I need to go to bed, because I'm actually going to be back in this living room in, let me have a look at the watch, 5.5 hours. So that's going to be fun. You can't beat kids, can you? So yes, I need to go to bed, but I will not be doing the Smackdown show next week. The reason being is that WWE Elimination Chamber. Look after yourself, mate, until the next time. Yeah, you too, Jay Celtic. Take care of yourself, man. Top man, top bloke. Oh, excuse me again, but I'm just struggling over the line here now. Yes, so WWE Elimination Chamber is at 12 o'clock next week. So I will be going live, probably, funnily enough, around this time in the morning, actually. So if you're a night owl, you might see me about 2:30 in the morning, maybe even 3 o'clock, and I will get even less sleep than I'm going to get to tonight. That'll be fun. And then, oh yes, and the day after that, me and my son will be going to York Comic Con. I've also got a Comic Con page, which, funnily enough, is also titled Geek Boy Does Comic Con. Shout out to everyone that watched the Leeds one last week. That was really good, really enjoyed it. So we're going to go to York Racecourse Ground, if any of you guys know where that is. So as you come out of York from the train station, you've got like the castle ramparts. So it's not going into York, you're going away from the main city centre, basically. And you've got that big long road where all the fancy down houses are, and then you make a left about 5 minutes up that road, and York Racecourse is obviously it's a massive complex. It's definitely my favourite Comic Con, and I will be there this time well, not this time next week, because that'd be really weird if it was open at 2 in the morning. It'd be quite fun though. Yeah, there'll be a vlog and shorts as per usual, probably about 8 o'clock, give or take, when I've finished uploading everything. I will try and go live from there as well, but sometimes it's a bit iffy in the Comic Con centres because of the Wi-Fi and all that business, but I will let you know. So next weekend is going to be very, very exciting, and it's also payday weekend as well. So yeah, it's going to be good. Just want to get through the first 4 horrible days of next week, basically. And I've also just thought Liverpool playing West Ham that weekend. Interesting. I don't know what I'm going to do about Liverpool and West Ham, to be quite honest. Look, I will be on at some point that week and talk about it. The point is, guys, you're going to be seeing a lot of me next weekend. A lot of me. So get yourself ready. And I hope I don't annoy you too much. Right, folks, literally, not to be blunt, it's about to start streaming down my nose, and I don't want that online if I can help it. So, and I'm literally now I'm losing my voice pretty much because this wretched cold. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. It's been really cool chatting with you. Thanks for sticking with us. It's been lovely speaking to you all. JSL TikTok bloke, mate. And I'm listening as well. You too. Thanks for tuning in, pal. And cool. Right. I will see you guys tomorrow for Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest live reaction when we win 4-0 at the City Ground. Yay. Yeah, right. Anyway, have a good sleep, folks, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.